back live on another fantastic sucker-free Monday NIGHT. And it is our hopes that you are doing just as well as we are on this Arctic cold night. Yeah, here in the Big Windy, it's like, it feels like 13 below. With the wind chill, it feels like 13 below. Absolutely bone chilling, okay? So if you're out there homeless, or if you know somebody that's out there homeless, be generous. This winter is a time for being generous. Just think about it. If we spread the power of love versus just the love of power, I think that we could change this whole scenario, this whole situation. I mean, that's like living in a utopia, right? But it would be better if we did try, because right now, it seems to me that we have adapted to the cesspool of death, okay? I'm just saying. And by the way, if this is your first time chiming in, we ask that you support the channel. Tell people about the information. Tell people like your relatives, your friends, your coworkers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. And by all means, make sure you smash the subscribe button and the like button. We appreciate you. Okay? And for everybody that's out there in the chat room, we appreciate you, because you could have been doing something else with someone else, but you decided to stop by to see what we had to say. And we are absolutely grateful. Okay? Yeah, it's your late night host here. And before we get started, I must say this. It is my hopes upon this journey vertically that we are riding. It is my hopes that I am impacting someone on a positive note, someone on a positive level, something that they could use in their psyche and hopefully correct it to help them become a better person. That's my goal. That's my goal. And if I reach one tonight, that would be outstanding. Anybody out there in the chat room, I want to thank everybody out there, okay? Before we get started, let's talk about Lamar Odom. You know, the former NBA player that played with the Lakers that was messing with that Kardashian girl. Well, you know, he got arrested in Las Vegas for a DUI. They say that he was doing over 41 miles per hour than what it actually, or, you know, they regulated or recommended for you to drive. Yeah, it's just, you know, their rule and their recommendation for you to drive at this particular speed. But he was going 41 miles over that. And he had a lane change violation. So he got slapped with 2 charges. And no, over the weekend, he was still in jail. They did not release him. No bonds, no nothing. He said that he didn't participate in any illegal substances, but he would take a drink every now and then. Lamar Odom. I think that when he got with that Kardashian chick, he went crazy. Same thing happened with Kanye West. What do you think? Yeah, Kanye West has went bananas as well, messing around with Kim Kardashian. Mm-hmm. It seems like they are the jinx of ladies, okay? And who else you have? Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke is returning $100,000 to those people who gave to the GoFundMe. Now, you know Mickey Rourke is supposed to be broke. He owed like $60,000, you know, on his mansion layout, you know, but he paying, you know, $6,000-$7,000 a month. But he's $60,000 behind. And according to his representatives, his lawyers, they have replaced at least $90,000 back to the people who actually donated to that GoFundMe. Mickey Rourke, according to him, did not do that. And speaking of Hollywood, we got Kiefer Sutherland. What did he do? He attacked a Lyft driver, Uber driver. Yeah. Crazy. Is this what Hollywood figures are like when they get money? Is this what athletes are like when they get money? Do they do crazy things? You think you do some crazy things. Look at what they do, okay? It's outlandish. Now, if you owed $60,000, will you be evicted? Yes, but you're not Mickey Rourke. I'm just saying. Kiefer Sutherland, he got out of jail on a $50,000 bond. Okay, can you or do you have 50 grand just to blow to get out of jail? Because it seems to me a lot of people going to be going to jail. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be going to jail. Especially messing with ICE. However, once again, we'll get to the ICE thing. But if you see ICE coming your way, or you know that they're coming your way, get out of the way, okay? The Baba Yanga, what's up? What's going on, you all? Sonny, shouts out to Sonny Russian. Shouts out to the Baba Yaga. Yeah, what it is, what it is. Everybody out there, I want to thank you for being here. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah. DND, THN, what's going on? Here we is. We got another troll already talking about some gay stuff. We're not giving you that energy. I don't understand why you all coming here trying to troll when you can go troll somebody else that's on a low vibration. That's on the trash video section of YouTube. This is not the trash section. No, this is not the trash section. Take yourself over there to the trash section. If you want to be respected and you want to be nice, we welcome you. But if you want to be a dingaling and you want to leave all of those nasty comments, then go somewhere else, okay? But we do thank you for being here. At least you chimed in. Yeah, I know what you be saying. That THEMOSHOWCHICAGO dude is on right now. Let's get him. You all have me rolling. But see, what the trolls don't know that they give me more energy, you know? We're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe, okay? We ain't doing that there, okay? No gaslighting, none of that. Who else we got out here? The message is held for review. Okay, moving right along here. You have these couples. You have a couple. You know, they've been together 19 years. And they live over in Brazil. And you know what they did? They're a couple. And they're brothers and sisters. They are brothers and sisters. Do anybody know a couple that is brothers and sisters? Yeah, this is the case of Leandro and Adriana that's over there in Brazil. Yeah, had no clue that they were brothers and sisters until they went on the radio. Yeah, it got that deep because both of them had a mother named Maria and she disappeared. She just disappeared. But some kind of way, they ended up together. And even though they're not officially married, 19 years is marriage, and they have one child together, despite the fact that Adriana has 3 other children from her prior marriage of 15 years. Just saying. Now, is that incest or not? I mean, like, after the fact that you do know, you all have already been married. You've already, well, not married officially, but you've been together X amount of years. You already have a child together. And then come to find out that you all are brother and sister. Do you break up Do you relinquish ties? I mean, I know some hillbillies who still ain't relinquished ties yet. Yeah, you know, and you don't even have to be a hillbilly. You can be one of those royal families. Yeah, that like to keep the blood in the bloodline. So they marry and they have sex with their own relatives. I'm just saying. Now, according to scripture, if you all are into that, many people are. But if you are in that, where does it say in the Bible or the Quran or the Torah that you cannot marry your brother or your sister? I've never read that. I've never read that anywhere in any of those books. And I've been studying for years, okay? Years, and I've never seen that, but they call it incest. And I remember back in the day when my grandmother explained to me that things like that occurred. She said that those people had experienced a tata baby, and you all know what a tata baby is. If you don't know, let me tell you. A tata baby is one of those babies who has mental complications, has physical complications because of the mixings of the same genes. Now, this is what my grandmother told me, and she's been here almost 100 years. So I think she knows what she's talking about, okay? I really think she knows what she's talking about. Would you do the same? Wow, could you imagine smashing your sister? How many of you all have a sister that you would like to smash anyway? Most of us don't have a sister that we would like to smash. I'm just keeping it a buck. Yeah. Anyway, smashing or no smashing, that's their story. What's yours? Preach. Yeah, that's what happens. Few Muslim countries still do that. So freaking weird. J Pie. Shouts out to J Pie. Shouts out to Corey Wilcox. Shouts out to AJ Pie. Yeah. Okay, I appreciate you all for being here. Yep, that's right. Well, my sister did get stuck head first in the dryer once playing. Okay. Love from Sri Lanka. What's going on? What's going on? We got people in the building from overseas. What it is. We highly appreciate you. And like I said, if this is your first time chiming in, make sure you smash the subscribe button. That's the best way to support this channel. But you can also support this channel by leaving a super thanks, a super chat, and or joining a membership subscription. We have gold memberships and we have silver memberships. That is, if you're feeling generous. If you can't, we just ask that you press and smash the subscribe button, okay? Moving right along here. Yesterday was MLK birthday, right? Yesterday. Maybe like 40 minutes ago. Yeah. But what did you all do? Did people have events at local schools? Did people perform a walk like they did in Alabama? You had people marching for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in regards to the message that he left, not to do a reenactment, but continue the message and legacy that he left. Now, I know that many of you all say that Martin Luther King Jr. sold us out, and when he woke up, they finally killed him. Well, I tell you what, it took a lot of nuts from that man to do what he did. He didn't know. He didn't know no better. He did the best he could with what he had and lost his life in the process. Lost his life in the process of spreading love, truth, freedom, and equality. Damn, that almost sounds like Islam. Yeah. And believe it or not, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. dream did come true. Remember back when he was talking about little black girls and little white boys and vice versa, sitting down together, loving each other, living with one another in peace. His dream came so true, despite George Wallace and the U.S. government that was against him. White women began to have black men children. And they're eating together. They're sleeping together. They're working together. Now, I know that some may say that's sleeping with the enemy. I don't say that that's sleeping with the enemy. I say that's sleeping with who you love. We've been programmed to hate ourselves. We've been programmed to hate other people because of their color. We've been programmed through history. When you get to real history, like that's on my other channel, MOPOWERZ, when you get to real history, sometimes you can't blame a section of a people for really hating another people, for the atrocities that was executed against them. Yeah, smash up the lights, you all. We appreciate that. Smash up the lights. We got 11 people and 2 people only like. That's like an improper fraction here. So that gives me what? 5 1/2. We need more than 5 1/2 in the building, okay? Now we got 12 over 2. Just make it 6. I'm just saying. But we highly appreciate you all for being here, okay? Now, with this, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., now, I know that he's one of the greatest black men that ever lived. They even gave the man a national holiday. Malcolm X never got a national holiday, and they would never give Malcolm X a national holiday. No, not in this. Oh, excuse me. Got the hiccups or something. Never in this lifetime. What you got? Corey Wilcox, always wonder what MLK would say today if he could come back. You think he would feel accomplished, or would he feel we need more progress? Shouts out to Corey Wilcox. Did you hear what he said? Yeah. Today, he would probably feel like a failure if he was alive. If he was alive today, he would probably feel like a failure. But that's just a theory, because if he had still lived, maybe, just a little bit maybe, we wouldn't be in the condition that we're in. However, we had other leaders that was running at the same time, living at the same time, but was delivering a different message. One was delivering a nonviolent message of equality, freedom, justice, right? And unity. Whereas you had another section that was teaching that you are God. Who's God and who's the devil? And they too was going under love, peace, freedom, and justice. Same thing that King was going under. He was just going under it non-violently, whereas black Muslims, the Nation of Islam, they were not for the non-violent. They like, if you want to get busy, let's get busy. And the lives lost, the Muslims, the black Muslims who lost their lives, represent the NOI, is evident that they were about their business when it came to that. Whereas you had people that were in King's organization, they were nonviolent. They just went to jail. Now you did have some civil rights young people, two white boys, and one black man. Okay, so two black men, excuse me, two white men and one black man. Two white men and one black man in Mississippi came up missing, dead, by none other than the cops, the KKK. None other than the cops, the KKK. And nothing has changed in regards to the cops, to the fuzz, to the police. They are still the KKK. Now, if you're one of those police that's not the KKK, if the shoe fits, wear it. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. It is so bad that you have racist people, not just cops, but racist citizens here in America who watch TV, sports, basketball, football, baseball, and who are their favorite players? The black man. The black man. The black. Did you all see that Seattle's game? Did you see the people that were on the front line for defense for Seattle? What did they look like? Who did they look like? Who was those Seattle fans cheering for? Seattle. But who was holding it down? I'm just saying. It's crazy, right? But it's absolutely true. Look at tennis, Venus and Serena. And they got that new other girl over there, that Polynesian chick. Okay? Yeah. Made Rutgers, smash Rutgers, and hold Rutgers right now. Yeah, they do. Even in school, theology, history, could you imagine if they did not, meaning this white supremacy rule did not erase the history of black people? Could you imagine where the minds and thoughts of where black people could be? If they stopped the white supremacy and just let people live, But no, they can't do that. They can't do that. They are so evil that they burn down every thriving black community. They burned it down, or they drowned it out with water by breaking and destroying the levees so that we could be destroyed. And then just take our land. Like they've been taking everything else. Just like Donald Trump right now is trying to take Greenland. But anyway, getting back to the topic, right? I just went down a rabbit hole for Yeah. Shouts out to Corey Wilcox out there. I think that he would be disgusted right now. Back then, you had a bus boycott during the civil rights movements. Do you all remember that? There was a boycott. And most of the people who rode the bus in Memphis at the time, or was it Alabama? Alabama. Yeah. And most of the black people who rode the bus, they did what? Stop riding the bus. And the bus company had to do what? Make some arrangements here because they was losing money. We had to sit on the back of the bus after we paid our fare. And then when the bus became crowded enough, whereas white people were standing, we had to offer them our seat. We had to get up and give them our seat. Now I'm going to bring this around today for you, Corey Wilcox. Here in Chicago, there has been a lot of deaths, robberies, muggings, stabbings, and shootings, all here in Chicago on the bus and the train. Public transportation. And who are the culprits? The culprits are people who look like me a great majority of the time. Somebody who looked like me, hurting one another, not loving one another, hating themselves, and going to jail, and causing family members to grieve, to go to a funeral place. Now, they don't know what it's like to ride the bus under such circumstances. I just find that stupid. I find that very ignorant. I find that very self-hating. I find that demon time. I find that to be someone who is on beast mode. So Corey, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. would probably feel like a failure. Now, after he died, we still had Elijah Muhammad. We still had Andrew Young. We still had Jesse Jackson. None of these men could pull it off either. None of these men could pull it off either. However, one did leave you the truth of who's God and who's the devil. Now, I don't know what Minister Louis Farrakhan, who is also one of my teachers, okay, just one of them. And he said that the Mahdi is coming back. I don't know why he said that when he already know that Elijah Muhammad gave you the perfect answer to who's God and the devil. And it seems to me that devilishment has spread to all people of the earth. To all people of the earth. And what's sad about this is, back to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Corey, is that at one time, we couldn't ride the bus in decency. And now that we're able to ride the bus in decency, we're able to ride the bus in public transportation in decency, look at what we're doing to each other. Look at what we're doing to each other. Let me get a likes up in the building, you all. How do I think he would feel? Right now, I know he's rolling over in his grave. You know, the cliche, rolling over in his grave right now. He gave his life for you to be stupid. Damn. This man gave up his life, gave up his family so that black folk can have the right to be stupid and kill themselves and rob each other and hate each other and mug each other and kill each other on public transportation. Is that going on in your city and state? I know what's going on here in Chicago. Right now, they're looking for three black men for a robbery that took place on the CTA Red Line train. It's sad when you have to get on the train. Excuse me. Let me get some water here. It's sad when you have to get on public transportation right now and you get on the train or the bus and you feel all of this negative energy just stewing and brewing like a powder keg that's waiting to be lit by its wick. And bang, you never know when it's going to go off. Just like another example would be the man on the train. Yeah, stabbing the woman to death, stabbing another passenger to death, which was a man, and was video recording it while he was doing it. Sicko, psycho. Sicko, psycho. But not only that, here in Chicago, you got people dying, landlords, because they are evicting their tenants. Because the tenants can't pay no more, but the tenants Like, we ain't going nowhere. Can you just give us another month? Can you get us through this winter thing? You know, no. Violence is everywhere. Hate is among black people, is the worst among any other people. Hate among one's own self is no more dominant than in the black community, among the black people. And that is worldwide, not nationwide. That's worldwide. They really did a job on us. They really did a job on us. And you got people out here who envy you for trying to be successful, for trying to be someone who did something with their life. People are actually out here hating on that, even if it's your family members, brothers, cousins, sister, mom, and dad. Yeah, they will hate on you, and it may take a little time for you to catch on. But when you do catch on, you will be surprised, just like I was when I found out that two of my family members are haters towards my progress, towards my production, towards my lifestyle, anything that I do to be successful. And I'm sure that you have family members and friends just like that in your realm of living. Sad, but true. It's all right, you telling the truth. Corey, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania here, sir. I appreciate you. Shouts out to Corey out there that's in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We have some pretty rough areas that are constantly in the news. The Hill District, Aliquippa District, North Side. I worked in Chicago for a couple of years. They got them districts too, I hear. Oh, it's all over the place. All over the place. Just like in the Woodlawn area. Another example, Corey Wilcox. Here it is. You have a 36-year-old lady by the name of Kiera Jenkins, shot multiple times in an alley in Chicago. The mother of 5 children gunned down in an alley. No one has been apprehended. No one has been apprehended. We had 10 people shot and 5 dead over the weekend. And now the body count for Mayor Brandon Johnson is at 74. You know, and we give him those bodies because that is where the people died. Those 74 people is where he used to have shot spotter cameras at. And he took them away. He took them away, making it more easier. Making it more of a crime spree area where he knows that these areas is dominated with crime. Like Inglewood, Woodlawn, Back of the Yards, Bronzeville, East Garfield. All of these communities here in Chicago, I don't care, even uptown, north side, east side, west side, south side. It don't matter what side of town you reside on, anybody can get it at any time. Don't care who you are. You can be walking down the street with your kids and get it. Do you hear me? There's no ethic. There's no rules. There's no morals. There's no values. Spiritually bankrupt, morally bankrupt, financially bankrupt, And speaking about bankruptcy, do you know that UPS is slashing 48,000 jobs? Yeah, I'm going to say that one more time. UPS is about to slash 48,000 jobs. What are you going to do then? Are you going to go to Amazon? Everybody's losing their jobs out here. Even with the state of Utah, the Mormon state, they're cutting their budget by $30 million. And most of it is for education purposes, teachers, special ed, and all of that good stuff. Slashed $30 million. Could you imagine what that's going to do? Could you imagine what that's going to do to people here all over America that is facing job loss because of companies closing, companies moving, going bankrupt, or just saying, screw it, we done. That means you done too. How many people out here looking for a job right now? And I'm talking about former federal employees too. You got to compete with former federal agents, You have to compete with former federal employees. You have to compete with college graduates. You have to compete with young people getting out of high school. Now, I know that college and high schoolers, that has always been, but federal employees? It hasn't been this bad in 60 to 70 years. It hasn't been this bad in 60 to 70 years. Look at the housing, look at the education, look at the jobs, even electrical, your energy bills. Did anybody look at their energy bill this month? Because mine went up like $40. What about? Yeah, energy is soaring. Now, they say they're going to cut energy bills down. I can't see it. Not at all. Not with this bozo that we got in office. Yeah, the dictator bozo, Donald Trump. Yeah, he's a bozo. Yeah, he's a dictator. It's gotten so bad, which we'll get to. I say that. I'm going to stay in Chicago right now. You had another man that died over here on the 3100 block of West Warren. Somebody just walked inside his apartment and just shot him multiple times. No knocking at the door, just walked in and shot and killed the man. Cut off his TV, disconnected him, closed his curtain, lights out. Good night, Irene. Gone. Why? We don't know. Area 4 police is investigating. No one has been apprehended. So, does that answer your question, Corey Wilcox? I don't think that black people were killing themselves the way that they are today back in the time when Martin Luther King Jr. was alive. Right? Could you imagine those civil rights leaders who gave their lives, even like Pastor Fred Shuttlesworth? Fred Shuttlesworth. You see? How many times did his church get burned down to the ground? Got bombed? What about the Eggert brother? Medgar Evers? Yeah. Shot down in his driveway. Trying to fight for civil rights for black people. And look what black people are doing to themselves right now, while the whole world is laughing at the world of black people. I know that some of you probably don't want to hear it, but you know what? The truth is the truth. The truth is the truth. If I could tally up how many black people killed black people in 1 month, versus how many KKK police killed black people, I really think that the numbers would be more black people have killed black people in that month versus the KKK. I would call that an improper fraction. I would call that an improper fraction. I would call that loss of common sense. I would call that hate for self. I would call that the KKK. Here in Chicago, we got this black poet by the name of Quasi, Quasi Guerrero. Quasi Guerrero, a black poet here in Chicago, dressed up as a Ku Klux Klan, and his message was KKK, kids killing kids. KIDZ, killing kids. KIDZ. I'm going to show you an image of him. Can you all see that? Black poet, dressed in KKK garment, giving a message to young black men and women, white people, Chinese people. The message is not just, the message is for black people. However, the message is for all, because the message is online. Or it wasn't just black people who attended the event. Anybody can attend. Anybody can listen. When I sit here and I educate black people on black people, it is my hopes that white people are learning too. Something about themselves. Something about themselves. And today, the KKK has become young black men versus young black men. That's the new KKK from Mo's, your late night host, Rolodex. The KKK is new young black men, aka YNs. What do you say? There was hope. There was hope. Who's that? John Blank Shine, 4836. Shouts out to John Blank Shine. Are you saying that there is no hope today, John? Is there hope today? Does anybody feel that there is hope today for the black man in America, for the white man in America, for anybody that is a citizen of America? Do you think there is any hope for this country with this dictator that we're dealing with right now, who is forcing allies to join on with enemies against us because of his madness, because of what he wants to do, and because Congress is not stepping up doing their job? If you all want this man out of office, if you want Donald Trump impeached, if you are consistently fearing for your life as to what these other countries are going to do against the United States, which Elijah Muhammad, Louis Farrakhan, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Francis Cress Welsing, Dr. Ben Johannan, Dr. John Henry Clark, they told us that this was going to happen. Even Cornelius West. Yeah, is that his name? Cornelius West, yeah. The doctor. Has told us that this was going to happen. Now, when these people do come, because they're about to come, if Donald Trump is going to go ahead and go against the wishes of America, even though he says that he is doing it on the behalf of Americans, which he didn't get our permission. He don't even have Congress permission, but it's on the behalf of the American people. When we're starting to get bombed, everybody that's out there that are MAGA lovers that voted for Donald Trump, I want you all to think about it. Your death, the death of your children, the death of your family members, the death of your friends is going to be on your hands if this kicks off. We can barely eat right now. Some people not going to eat. Some people don't have a place to stay. All in the name of MAGA. All in the name of MAGA. All in the name of dictatorship. Even Donald Trump told you that 2025 Christmas would be your last Merry Christmas. I hope y'all heard me. I hope you all heard me there. Donald Trump told the American people 2025 Christmas was going to be your last Merry Christmas. Now, what does that mean? That means that it's going down. You know how T.I. said, it's going down, meet me at the club, it's going down. Yeah, it's going down right here in all of the cities and states that's in America. And it's going to be a civil war. It's going to be a civil uprising. I don't know. Is he planning to execute martial law in all cities and states? I don't think that's enough law enforcement. Now, if he bring all of these armed forces members into your community all across America, that weakens the forces to fight the opposition. Oh, but we know we got all of this sky war technology and all of that. But believe me, when real war comes, that means boots are on the ground. Yeah, boots are on the ground. I know that everybody talking about this big bubble that we have. You know, is that just the White House bubble? Do we have a U.S. bubble? Do we have enough bubble to sustain the 6,000 square miles of America? I'm just saying. Who we got out there? Say, bro, do you see real things we say, or do he talks to himself talk? Say, bro, do you see real things we say? Yeah, I see the real things you say. Maurice Henderson, shouts out to Maurice Henderson. Said hi. There's without hope. We're already dead. Okay, Corey, I appreciate that. We're already dead. I agree with you, Corey. I agree with you. And it's not because of black people. Our end is coming on the watch of white supremacy. Our end, this country end, is coming under the leadership and racist white supremacists. That's who's running the country. That's who laws that we abide by, at least we try to abide by them. You know, that's why you got all them people in jail. But you got a lot of them that were set up too by circumstance. By circumstance. A lot of people that's in jail, they had help getting there. Yeah. Like with crime. All of these think tanks in DC, especially the Heritage Foundation, the right-wing think tanks in DC right now, do you think, or don't you think, that they think about how we can get more out of these people and take jobs from them, take control of the economy, and get rid of them as young teenagers, as adults, whereas we still have their children to raise and brainwash for our future machine. For our future machine. Another death. Getting back to that. See? More hatred, more violence. Man dead over here on the 100 block of East 118th Street. Dead. No one has been apprehended. Another shot spotter used to be placed. Thanks, Mayor Brandon Johnson. And what's sad about this, we have a black mayor in this city again. The first one was Harold Washington. And Mayor Brandon Johnson, you don't even come close to filling the shoes of Harold Washington, okay? You can't even come close. Because if you did try to come close, you would have left those cameras up. You spend how many tens of millions of dollars on undocumented immigrants, but you could not keep the communities and neighborhoods safe here in Chicago, and you knew damn well that when you took those shot spotter cameras out, you knew that the death rate was going to increase. You know this. So you lied to the people, vowing to make the city a safer place to be and to live, but yet and still, you take out cameras that could have protected them or curbed the crime or found the culprit who committed the crime. So it seems to me, Brandon Johnson, that you are on the team of the ops. You're not for the people. You're for the ops. Name one thing, anybody that is in the chat room that's from the city of Chicago, anybody that is out in the chat room that's from Chicago, you have to be from Chicago. But you can be from somewhere else if you are in tune, with the news. What good has Brandon Johnson done for Chicago? Anybody? You ever see that new movie that came out called Civil War? Bro, that shit is trippy. It's like the end of America as we know it. It's crazy because it's slowly rolling to some crazy shit. That movie, Civil War. What outlet is that on? Is that on Netflix, HBO, Cinemax? I'm going to write that down. Let me grab a pen so I don't forget. Civil War movie. View. Fine. Yeah, I'm going to look that up. Most definitely. I appreciate that, Corey. I try to be the change in my family. Sometimes it's hard, John Blank. Sometimes it's hard being the change in your family because you got haters in your family. Have you noticed that, John? You got haters in your family. Whenever you strive to do the good thing, whenever you strive to do the right thing, whenever you strive to elevate yourself, you got some family member that you cool with. Because all family members you're not cool with. Okay? But it's the one that you thought that was real cool with you, that has your back and everything, that stabs you in the back with a dagger. Trust me, I've had it done to me by 2 relatives. And both of those relatives, I thought really had my back, especially one. One of them I was just totally surprised by, sucker punch, ran over by a truck, didn't even see it coming. But I found out last night. And that's part of the reason why I didn't drop a live last night, because I was dealing with family issues. If you plan to be successful, don't tell your family members. Don't tell your friends what you're going to do. I got some things right now I need to say, but I'm not going to say them. And what I'm going to do, I'm not going to say them. The devil can only act on what you're doing if you let them know what you're going to do. Now, they can see you in the process doing it, but you're not boasting about it. You're just making moves, and sometimes you got to stay away because sometimes your relatives, they don't really be trying to reach out to you or look for you, but when you come around, they try to pocket check you. Yeah, they want to see how much cash you got in your pocket, how much you're able to spend, what you're willing to spend. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about. And it's sad. And it's always the ones that you trusted. The ones you trusted turns on you just like that. Just like that. I try to be the change of my family. Mo, there is a lot of cold cases in Chicago. Seems like a high percentage of cases are unsolved. Yeah, man, that Civil War movie is exactly like what you're talking about. It's on HBO. Okay, I got it. I'll be watching that after the live. I'll be watching that right after the live. I appreciate you all for that information. And for those of you who are just chiming in, or if this is your first time watching the channel, we ask that you smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and the word all to help ensure that you get notifications when we upload videos here on YOUTUBE. And also press those condiments to like and to share. Share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come into contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation, because this conversation here is worth having, especially in today's economy, in today's society, in today's living arrangements, because most people are going to end up having to live with someone because they can't afford rent on their own. That's real talk. How many of you all are living with people that you never expected to live with? Anybody out there? Great day, my brother. Shouts out to Gardea. Facts. Gardea, move in silence. 100. Isn't that what real gangsters do? They move in silence. Real gangsters move in silence. Don't tell nobody your next move. Now, you may want to tell your girl, or if you're a chick, you may want to tell your guy so that they can support you in your journey. But all others, that's your best friend, you know, I'm just saying it's dangerous. Telling people your ideas. You never know which one may want to chop the legs off your journey. For real. Great channel, bro. Enjoy the info and conversation. I got to crash and get some sleeps. Like and subscribe. We highly appreciate you, Corey Wilcox. We'll be back. We'll be back, and we hope that you will be back. So, Corey, please make sure you press that notification bell. When you subscribe, man, we appreciate you. Shouts out to Corey Wilcox. And we'll see you on the next live, man. We appreciate you. Okay? Sometimes it's best. Yes, sometimes it is best to look broke. Yeah, sometimes it is best to look broke. Now, I myself, I can get fly at any time. But when I go into the hood, I really don't like to be fly. I may wear 2 rings versus 4. Or I just may wear 1 ring. And I'm not flossed out. Nah. Sometimes, I drive a jalopy there, to the hood. Yeah. I drive a jalopy there to the hood. Why style and profile in another vehicle when you think you're trying to show a person of what they can do and how they can be, but they take that as a sign of you're a target because of the way you're standing out, because they're not looking like you. They don't have the car that you have. They don't have the jewelry that you have on. And when you have the car and the jewelry and the clothing that looks like you got the money, you have become a target. Now, those people that's going to target you are people that look just like you. Sad, but true. Sad, but true. When you look at the people who have committed robberies here in Chicago, look who they are. When you look at murders here in Chicago and where they're taking place at, you can imagine who they are. Now, I'm not saying that people don't ride around with masks on, you know. Yeah, you have white people that have rolled around in black masks and have killed black people. That's an actual fact. Not even up for debate. However, these kids killing kids, the new KKK, they already got their mask on that they were born with. Ready to cut off somebody's TV and then go home and eat a bowl of Cheerios. They've gotten so dumb with it that they record it. They put it all online. Show all of their illegal guns online. Dumb. Just plain dumb. No common sense. So as our late chatter, our participator who left us and went to bed, Corey Wilcox, man, yeah, these civil rights people, I don't think if they saw what the future beheld, I don't think they would have gave their life for it. They gave up their families, their children, their wives, their husband, all so that you can have some rights that you don't even appreciate. You got rights that you don't even appreciate that people have sacrificed their life for. Can I get a light in the building? Smash up those likes, you all. Smash up the likes. If you think that the civil rights leaders who fought and died so that black people can have civil rights, could have human rights, if you think that their death was in vain, press 1. And while you're pressing 1, make sure you hit the like button. Now, if you think that their life and death wasn't in vain, press 2. Sometimes it's best to look broke. Yeah, you know, Gardia, yeah. It's sad. We have become our own worst enemy. There is no other nation on the people of the earth that has participated in the destruction of their own selves, have participated in their own genocide the way that black people of America has done. I'm just keeping it a buck. And all of these people that's going to jail, they got people already in jail that's not in jail. What do you mean, Mo? It's called a cell phone. Some people can't put their cell phone down to save their life. Has anybody held their phone in one hand? Yeah, their cell phone in one hand, and they walking around with it looking for it? Has anybody out there did that? You got your cell phone in your hand and you walking around looking for it. In jail with the cell. Phone. Some people can't do it. You know, it's like they would die without it because their life is in it. Do you have all of your information in your phone? If you do, take it all out. If you do banking online on your phone, take it out. Especially if you live here in Chicago, because when they take your phone, they beat you to get the password, or they threaten to take your life with a gun if you don't give them the password to your phone. So don't have no cash apps on your phone. Don't have no Zelles on your phone. Don't do no money transactions on your phone if you can avoid it. Just think, before you could perform those actions on cell phones, how else would you perform them? What way did you perform them? I grew up in an era where we didn't have computers. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have internet. So if they cut the grid off and cut all of this stuff off, I'll still be okay. I'll still be okay. What about you? Will you be okay? Will your child go bananas? Yeah, because children have withdrawals from these things. You know, now that brother that's out there in Pennsylvania, I'm gonna go back to him. Oh, that was Corey. Corey was from Pennsylvania. And the reason that I asked about your children was because in my last live, I did a story about an 11-year-old who shot and killed his dad over a game switch that his dad took away from him on his birthday because it got late at night and he wanted him to go to sleep. And he went into his dad's safe, got his revolver, and blew his brains out over a game switch. So what is your child gonna do to you? Huh? Are they gonna blame you when the grid goes down? Will you be able to deal with their attitude? Will you be able to deal with the violence and misbehavior that will be exhibited to you because of everything is down? They don't have no Instagram, no Facebook, no TikTok, no YouTube, no Spotify. Whatever media outlet it is, it will be over. Are you ready to deal with that? Many people not. Just like many people are not able to deal with what's going on in Minneapolis right now with the ICE agents. Yeah, we at that point right now, you all. Now here it is. You have all of these protesters out there. The protesters did what? They poured water in front of the driveway and the streets that the ICE agents would have to drive out of. Why did they place the water demo? So that the water could freeze and turn ice, which would make it a hard process of them driving out of the driveway and getting to whatever destination they're getting to patrol or harass the people, you know. Yeah, because they become Donald Trump Gestapo. And speaking of ICE agents, did you see the commander, the first man in charge at the helm of ICE agents? He was dressing like one of those SS soldiers. Did you all see that? Yeah, you know the guy that used to work for Hitler? Did y'all see that? Yeah, the SS dude. Now, the head of ICE had a coat and everything dressed just like him. And had all of these images on the side of the sleeves, on the arms, you know, looking like a SS Nazi soldier. Remember back in the day when they had Jews, or did they have Jews, showing them their IDs, their papers, just like you had former black slaves before they became free slaves. Those that were free, they had to have papers when the white man stopped them. Y'all remember that? We're back to that day again. We're back to that day again. All U.S. citizens who look like you're Latino or you look like a Somalian, meaning that you're black, expect to be harassed by the ICE agents. Now, Caucasians don't look like Latinos and Caucasians don't look like Somalians. Can y'all see the game? Can you see the game? How many black people live in Minnesota? How many Latin people live in Minnesota? It's going to become a nightmare there. And Trump just put more troops on standby. A convoy with tanks, big trucks, all of that. Yeah, with, 50 calibers on top, rolling around, Humvees. Whew. Yes, that's right. Humvees are in Minnesota right now. U.S. military under the instruction of Donald Trump. And Kristi Noem says, get prepared. You hear me? This is the Nazi regime all over again. I kept telling you all that Donald Trump has a Mein Kampf book right there in the White House office, right in the desk drawer. Mein Kampf. And all of those MAGA lovers, that's out there, most of them get down with the Mein Kampf, Heil Hitler, white supremacy. That's why they're MAGA. And all of you black people that's MAGA people, you don't even know who you are, let alone MAGA. I'm just saying. Not unless you're one of those wealthy, rich Republicans. Now, they got some common sense. Like that Carson, what's that dude Carson name? Yeah, Ben Carson. Yeah, I'm sure he's a MAGA lover. I'm sure that, Clarence Thomas is a MAGA lover. I'm sure of that. Yeah. And these are the people that is real deadly because they don't have your interests at hand. Everybody that looks like a brother ain't a brother. Everybody that looks like a brother ain't a brother. Facts. So it's very important for you to be careful of who you express your mind to. Be very careful of who you express your mind to. Because you just may be expressing it to the enemy. Me, I'm always expressing my mind to the enemy. I'm always on YouTube. But there are also some good people out there that I express my mind to. I mean, you got to take the good with the bad. Everybody not going to rap with what you say. There's always opposition. But anybody who is in opposition to righteousness, you already know and who they are. They're evil. They're on demon time. They're little devils, minions. Yeah. Anybody who is against righteousness, anybody who is against the cause of righteousness, it's the devil himself or on his team, okay? So all of you MAGA lovers out there, make America great again. When was America great for white people? When they had slavery, when they had black people in chains, when they were raping them, beating them, lynching them, making them eunuchs by cutting off their testicles, burning them on fire. That's when America was great. And that's what Donald Trump wants to take this place back to. Now, you can agree or not agree. You can have your own opinion. But for me and for many people in America, just not only black people, see, because you have to remember Dr. King's vision came true. White people loving black people loving white people, black and white people having children. See, his dream was so powerful that his dream destroyed George Wallace's dream. The governor of Alabama back at the time, who was for segregation, segregation now, segregation then, segregation forever. You know that guy, George Wallace. Now, Donald Trump, who would have had George Wallace in his cabinet if George Wallace was around, he would have him on his team doing the works of evil. What side do we stand on? Good or evil? When do the American people say enough is enough? When do people say we done as a collective? You want this thing to change tomorrow? I tell you like this. If you want things to change right away, like right away, within the next couple of days, by the end of this week, just don't go to work. Just don't go to work. And you will see how fast things change. Just like that. Just like that. But people are too afraid to do that. Even though they don't own nothing. You know. Getting back to the ICE agents. We have in Minnesota, right next to Minneapolis, you have St. Paul, which was the former capital of Minnesota. And in St. Paul, you had this former CNN journalist by the name of Don Lemon. Now, Don Lemon had went down there to St. Paul, Minnesota. And you had protesters that abruptly went inside of a church in St. Paul and disrupted the service because allegedly the pastor of that church was helping ICE agents. Whew. Damn. Who is the pastor of this church? Anybody out there know who this pastor was? Don Lemon went there and did a story. But not only did he do a story, they say that they say that Don Lemon and all of those who went inside that church in St. Paul and disrupted their service is under federal investigation right now. That's according to the Department of Justice. I want to say that one more time. Don Lemon, the big YouTuber, the ex-CNN journalist, is under federal investigation for his participation. Was he participating or was he being a journalist? Because they say that he was participating in violation of the KKK Act. Whew. Huh? Don Lemon, guilty of the KKK Act. Now, for those of you who don't know what the KKK Act is an act that was developed in 1870, 1871 to keep KKK racists from coming into black churches, burning them down and destroying them and disrespecting black people worship of whomever they were worshiping. More likely it was Jesus. But see, Jesus didn't save them. Jesus did not save them from having their churches bombed. Jesus did not save them from the churches being burned down. Jesus didn't save them. In fact about it, the Klan told them who Jesus was when they started burning crosses in their yards. Huh? Jesus didn't do a damn thing about that. That's a whole nother topic. Okay. Yeah. A KKK act. Don Lemon and all of those who participated that busted in that church is under federal investigation. And he has charges pending right now. Do you think that do you think that Don Lemon violated that act? Do you think he should face charges for doing the story? Do you think Don Lemon, the big YouTuber and former CNN journalist, do you think he put himself in danger going to St. Paul, Minnesota? And from the looks of it, he did, because now he is under federal investigation. So what that tells me is that anybody can be under investigation that does a story in actual live time in a place where ICE agents are at and causing disruption and you're doing the story, there's a great possibility that you can be under federal investigation too. If they did it to him, what would they do to you, who's the average Joe that hasn't been a journalist on CNN? And they allegedly say that he kissed one of the protesters. Now, I found that to be strange because I wanted to know if it was a man or a woman because, he's, he's one of them, Now, he's a gay dude, and there's nothing wrong with him being gay. I happen to like Don Lemon. I happen to like all of the stories that he gave on CNN. I like the story that he has on his YouTube channels. He's a great journalist, and he has great, solid information that you can rely on as a solid source, a primary source. The man knows what he's talking about. More than many, that's all I'm saying. More than many. Not that everything he say is right, but I will tell you that he does have some very incriminating points in his argument against this administration. I can say that. And that's something that you two would have to agree with. Despite that we're living in a world that's upside down, we cannot let the machine make your eyeballs of what you see misleading to you. These people are masters of making up look down and down look up. They are masters of making left look right and right look left. They are masters of this. They are masters of deceit. Even when you watch the news, all of them are censored. All of them are censored by the government, and they will only allow so much information out. And sometimes that information, you have to connect the dots. You have to connect the dots. Follow the money trail. There you will find the culprit and the victims. Follow the money trail. Follow the bad policies. Follow everything that is for the violation of constitutional rights for every American here in this country. How about that? Smash up those like buttons, you all. We highly appreciate you. And if this is your first time watching the channel, we ask that you share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come to contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. Yeah, if you wanted to change, just quit for a couple of days. For a couple of days. And I guarantee you still have your job. Ain't no immigrants coming to replace you. Ain't no immigrants coming to replace you because they are arresting them. Yeah. So that leaves you in some good standing position. But you don't think you have no power. Sad but true. And another sad thing that I'm going to tell you, that as long as you are an American citizen and you do nothing to change the situation as a whole, we don't care what color you are. We have to put all of that to the side because all of us are drowning right now under this administration. All of us are hurting right now under the administration. So I don't understand why some people haven't waken up yet. A lot of people have. And I'm talking about the racist people. You know, those crash dummy people. Yeah. It did not end well for any racist that was in Hitler's army, okay? It did not go well for them. Many of them executed. Many of them died. All because of what they wanted to do and be racist. all because they follow Hitler. And look at Hitler's end. Even Hitler, the famous killed the Jews, he ended up being dead too. You see? He didn't get to see age 70. He died before the age of 70. And even though he left a legacy of racist people in Germany and worldwide, even against his own people, that's right, Hitler went against his own people, meaning people who look like him, Caucasians. Man, y'all better stop playing with me. Yeah. So, how do you think Donald Trump feels about you, seeing that not only is he a member of this, he's affiliated with the Heritage Foundation, but he's most definitely tied to the John Birch Society. Now, if you all don't know what the John Birch Society is, that's something you may want to go and research. And I don't understand why the voters who voted for Donald Trump didn't go research that first before they voted for him. Let's make America great again. You got all of those black MAGA people out here. Even white MAGA people don't even know about the John Birch Society, nor the Heritage Foundation. Do some research. Understand the people that you're dealing with. Understand the people that you gave your power to rule over you. You just gave Satan the power to rule over you in a very vicious and live watch time. Right now. Present. Not future. Present. Would he have won the election anyway? Yeah. They stole the election. They stole the election. And they put it right in your face when they put this man in office with 34 felonies. That man was bought and paid for in that office. And to top things off, let me ask you a question. How many people do you know that have 34 felonies that never spent a day in jail? Huh? That's right. Give me some love on that. That man has never spent one day in jail with 34 felonies. And despite his contempt in court, he's still president and never served one day in jail. Tell me Satan not in charge, okay? Tell me Satan is not in charge, okay? And Jesus, God, Jehovah, Yahweh, Allah, ain't nobody did nothing about this dude. Oh, you may say, well, the prophecy is being fulfilled. Man, y'all better stop playing with me, okay? The prophecy of what? Evil will rule for 6,000 years? Hell, I thought those 6,000 years were up. If you know what I know, those 6,000 years was up. But Satan continues to rule because the people are still asleep. Satan still rules because the people are still asleep. And they put you asleep with the TV programs that they throw out at you. Keep you asleep with the rappers that they throw out at you. Put you to sleep with the athletes and entertainers that they throw out at you. They spend millions, billions of dollars keeping you stupid so that your vision will be blurred. Many people not thinking for themselves, obviously, because if they were, we would collectively, as people, as human beings, regardless of what hue you have, we as people, as human beings, We'd have changed this situation, but we have allowed them to divide us continuously. Even where you stay at, certain neighborhoods, black people over here, white people over there, Chinese people over there, Japanese people over there, Korean people over here. Chicago is one of the most segregated cities in America. But hell, when I stayed in New York, I found that people live with people. You got Chinese people that live in the projects over here with some black people. Latino people live with some Chinese people or some Mexican people. Over here, Dominicans, a lot of Dominicans in New York too. I mean, so people all abroad. You got a lot of Chinese people, Asian people, and black people, and Latino people all live together in the city of New York. Same building, same complex, same project. I've seen that. Okay, I've lived that. And when I got back to Chicago, I'm like, damn, they still segregated like this? Even in the state of Washington, big segregated city, state of Washington, segregated like mad. Anybody out there been to the state of Washington? But the thing is, we have to lose the segregation in our minds, in our hearts, in our expression in life to people. I know that it's hard to be kind sometimes. I know that you can't trust nobody. I know that you don't know what someone's going to do to you. Take your life, rob you, jack you. I know that. But that's something you should be ready for when you go outside. You already know what you're up against. So be ready for that. It's not like back in the day when you can go outside and you may have a chance of coming home. There's a great chance that you may not come home today. Who we got out here? Free Diddy. David, what's going on? Are you uneducated? My family fought Democrats to free slaves. Ohio sharecroppers on Sherman's March. Why do I have to be uneducated? Huh? See, these type of people that you got to deal with in the chat room. Am I uneducated? My family fought Democrats to free the slaves. I want to tell you how uneducated I am, Mr. David, Don, whatever your name is. I'm so uneducated that I know that the Democrats helped found the KKK. I'm so uneducated, Mr. David, that I know that the Democrats wanted black people to stay in slavery. I'm so uneducated, Mr. David, that I know that a beloved white man by the name of John Brown and his sons died to help free black people. David, I am so uneducated, David, that I know that Harriet Tubman was a real underground road conductor with trains underground. I'm that uneducated, David. Huh? How about those Cheerios? I'm so uneducated, David, that I know that there's a law in Ohio that says that white people shouldn't be sleeping with them animals. How about that? I'm that uneducated, David. Thank you for being in the chat room. We highly appreciate you, but we don't want no bad energy over here. Go on somebody else's channel and give them bad energy and keep all your troll, take it with you. We don't want you over here. Your energy is not wanted over here. But if you can be respectable, we'll be respectable to you. And we appreciate you for being here anyway. So the uneducated one, you just may have a different point of view. Are you uneducated, David? whatever your name is, Free Diddy, Christy 615151. Research Nikola Tesla, John Trump. Yeah, what about Tesla? What about the heart machine? What about him? What about him and the numbers? What about him? You asking me to research him. Why should I research him? For what? When I already know some of the things that he's done. I don't know everything, but I do know a little bit something about him, okay? Respectful, not respectable. Ozone, what it is. Shouts out to Ozone. Shouts out to Christy. Now, Christy, you got a bad name here, right? You got a bad name. Why you got a bad name called Christy Gnome is making it bad for you right now. Christy Gnome is making it bad for you right now, Christy. But I remember you, Christy, for being here the other night. You were here the other night. I remember you. And I want to say thank you for being here, Christy, because you could have been somewhere else with someone else doing something else. But you decided to stop by to see what we had to say tonight, aka this morning, and we highly appreciate you. And we do tip that to you, okay? Yeah. Tesla's work ended up with John Trump. I'm the original, Christy. Shouts out to Christy out there. I remember you. She participated. And maybe y'all should get on the bandwagon with her and participate. Don't be a hater. Be a participator. That's what we do on this channel with your late night host, Mo on THEMOSHOW Chicago. Yeah. If you ever come to Chicago and you've never been here, be careful. Be careful. And if I can't persuade you not to come, which I would just say don't come, but it's crazy out here. So y'all be careful. Tesla played second base for the Cincinnati Redlegs. Okay. Okay, because we was talking about Ohio. Okay, I get it. And like I said, you all, if you are into more history and more knowledge, you may want to go to my other channel, MOPOWERZ, here on YOUTUBE, and check out those audiobook series that we have left for you all. Yeah, Stolen Legacy, Black Man of the Nile, As a Man Thinketh, The Demonology of King James, The Chronological Order from Alchemy to Wicca, The Fall of America, The Message to the Black Man in America, From Babylon to Timbuktu, 16 Crucified Saviors. We got a lot of information over there for you, including over 800 videos on that channel. And if you're into traveling, you can go over there as well. We can go to Washington State. We can go to Florida. We can go to Memphis. We can go to Atlanta. We can go to Connecticut. We can go to New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. We travel the whole map on that channel over there. Get yourself over there. MOPOWERZ if you're looking into going to places like the Black Holocaust Museum in Milwaukee, like the Georgia Guidestones before they disappeared, like the Mopop Museum in the state of Washington, like the ley lines that's in Washington State and Langley, like Sedona, Arizona, where we went to more ley lines, like Hilton Head in South Carolina, like Chapel Hill, North Carolina, Duke University, North Carolina University, just North Carolina itself, Florida, Georgia, down there in Atlanta. Yeah, Ruby Red Mountain, Tennessee, Philadelphia, the Freedom Bell, George Washington House where the slaves were at. Yeah, did all of that. New York, Jersey, did all of that. the whole East Coast. York, Maine is beautiful. If you've never been, go. Go to Valley of Fire. Yeah, go to Red Rock Canyon. Go there. We did that. Go to Vegas. But you may not want to go to Vegas today because Vegas is absolutely expensive today. You maybe need like $3,000 just for a couple of days. Damn. Yeah, Vegas is off the chain right now. Too much for my blood right now. I don't know how many times I've been to Vegas. I'm sure I'll go back again one day, but not no time soon. It's absolutely outrageous. Got something else to do with my cash, like save it, buy food, get gas, pay bills. You know, pay yourself first. Don't pay these people all your money first. Pay yourself first. And if you are into Chicago, old school, hip hop, R&B, spoken word, comedy, go over to my other channel, THEMOSHOW Classics. All one word, no space here on YOUTUBE. That's THEMOSHOW Classics. All one word, no space here on YOUTUBE. And find the likes of Dion Cole, Reggie Reg. We got the Crawford boy. Yeah, Lavelle Crawford. We got Bernie Mac. We got Richard Pryor. We got Common over there. We got Twister. We got Shauna, Mecca, Mano, Affiliated Fellas, Official Business. Get yourself over there to that channel. Crucial Conflict, Psychodrama, Triple Darkness. Get yourself over there. THEMOSHOW Classics, all one word, no space, here on YOUTUBE. Now, before I leave, I want to ask you all a question. Do you think that Donald Trump is going to have these forces invade America? Do you think that Donald Trump is going to kick off World War III? Do you fret at night worrying about if your job is going to be available for you tomorrow? If you're watching right now, are you pro Donald Trump or are you not pro Donald Trump? Do you fear the life of yourself and your family because you're in here in America? You have many people say they're leaving America, and many people have gone and left, but some people have nowhere to run to and nowhere to hide. But me, I can run somewhere, but I can't hide. I can go to another country right now. Why do that? It's going to be worse for me over there than it is here. And besides, I really truly feel that this is one of the greatest countries in the world. Yeah, I fought for this country. I fought for this country. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. The change has come. People are waking up and the mindset is shifting, and all of the lies that you have been told is coming to a naught. And you too will see that you've been lied to. You will see how you've been deceived. You will see how we've been pitted against each other. You know? Yeah, like the Willie Lynch letter. Pitted against each other. They don't have to put you in chains no more. They already got your mind. And he who controls your mind controls you. He who controls your money controls you. Facts. If I'm not speaking facts, why are you so worried about your job? Why are you so worried about pleasing your boss? Why are you so worried about getting to work on time? And keep in mind, many people out here give up their freedom of speech rights to go to a job to make some money. You give up your freedom of speech because you need to make money. And I say that based upon the fact that how many times have you told your boss how you really felt about him or her? You got your right to do that, right? But you are afraid of the repercussions. I remember back in the day when you had mobs of people that protested anything, they rode together. And for those of them who decided to break, they either got beat up or they was excommunicated, okay? 2 channels, is that legal? Yeah, 2 channels. Is that, yeah, that's legal. Yeah, I got 3 channels. Didn't you just hear me? Yeah, it's legal. Now, having 3 channels will help you spread yourself thin real fast, but I'm able to chew on that, you know, just for now, because I got aces up my sleeve. Okay. Yeah, you'll get to understand this stuff. The longer you do it, the more you'll understand it. And sometimes with all of these rule changes, sometimes it's hard to keep up. Here on YouTube, they have a lot of changes going on every couple of months, you know, and sometimes they send people to confuse you. That's just keeping it a buck. So they send you the information. You have to pick out the meat from the bones. That's all we're saying here, okay? And shouts out to everybody that was here. I want to thank you all for being here. Like I said, on your way out the door, make sure you smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and the word all to help ensure that you get notifications when we upload videos here on YOUTUBE. And also press those condiments to like and to share. Share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come to contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. Peace out, you all. Never give up on your dreams. And remember, time was not when man never was. That's my time.